Hello, guys.
What's going on, everyone?
I
Uh,
just had to tell Joe that we are, because he for some reason can't get on, and me and Variety haven't seen like it doesn't give us an option to let him into the studio.
So that we
So I told him just to hop into the chat, and when I see him in chat, I'll post the link again, and hopefully he can click it from out of the chat, and maybe it will let him that way. I'm not sure.
mm-hmm.
But I re-clicked the link to recopy it, so it was a fresh link too. So, but
We've had this happen before. We
mhm,
don't believe it's on this end. We believe it's on that end because
right,
I've never had an issue
no, yeah,
with letting somebody up.
yeah. Hey, Mia.
It
Now we've
works.
got it.
It
Yay!
works.
Hey,
That link
nice.
actually works. Hi
I know,
guys, how
All
are
right,
you?
nice.
Finally get to meet
Good.
the heroes.
right. I
Yeah.
was like, what the heck?
Oh
I'm like, what's
shit.
going on? So I
Yeah,
was like,
it
Thank
was
God.
basically so it's through the link. So when I click the link in the live, that's when it happens.
right. I got yeah. That's why I
I
was
was like,
thinking.
what
I'm
the
like, I
hell's
don't
going
know what else to
on?
do. I'm like, I don't know what else to do except for click go live and then just
I know, right?
post it and let them
And
talk.
Yeah.
I can review the comments too, right? Yes, I can.
Yep.
Okay.
I was gonna say, yeah, you should have a view
So
comment.
yeah, so I go by Joe, but my character basically is loose cannon. I do like rapping and inspirational stuff, but I mainly go by Joe because I've been through a lot in life. So, and like I said, I'm up for questions from the chat and from you guys and whatever. I'm ready to open up. I'm just
Yeah.
afraid to put my headphones in because I don't want it to mess it up.
Yeah, I mean, we noticed with the headphones, like sometimes it doesn't connect into like your actual headphone, but sometimes it does. So, I mean, it won't mess up, shouldn't mess up like you being on stream,
Yeah,
by any means, but you just may not be able to like either hear us or we may not be able to hear you.
right.
Kind of depends. Hi, John. Hi, Karen.
Trying
Hi,
to find my vape. Where the hell did I put it?
Who
Damn
else
it.
did we not say
Give me one
hi
second.
to?
Where
Yeah,
my
Hi,
no
Penny.
problem.
How are you?
microphone?
Hey,
Yeah, a
Burrito.
lot of people are saying hi to me.
Yeah. I know I didn't even I just told them special guest until, the stream, so
Yeah, yeah. So I haven't really met Jay in person, but
Mhm.
trying to. But he,
He's so
everything you
busy
guys do.
24/7. I'm
Huh?
like, I said he's so busy literally 24/7. He's my
I know,
cousin.
right?
I'm like, I'm lucky if I get a return phone call. So,
Wait, that's your husband's cousin?
yeah.
Oh wow.
Well, he's technically my cousin. I'm related to his daughter. So,
Ah.
mhm. So I literally just tell people, I'm like, I don't
Hey
know.
Jay. So a lot of people are saying hi to me. So you guys finally get to meet Joe, which is
Yeah.
me.
I was gonna say it's always good to put a
I've been on Jay's live for so long and saying hi and stuff, but no one's actually ever been able to meet me.
Mm-hmm. That is so
So
true.
so you go by Varity? How do you
Variety.
pronounce that?
With
Ver- ver-
variety.
yeah. Like
Vari?
you go to the variety store and you can buy
Oh,
a
variety. Okay,
variety.
okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I also go by Sean.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I would actually like to see if the chat would like to give me a nickname.
A
Who
nickname.
knows? Maybe after your story they might.
Yeah. Well, I've been called hero. I've been called like a lot of heroic names and stuff because I do some catches myself, and
Yeah.
I actually just got done going to court today. Just
Yeah.
got out, and I just so I convicted a firefighter that was actually trying to meet a 12-year-old online,
Oh, God. Good for
and they
you.
disbarred him.
Oh well, that's good.
Like it's
That is
crazy.
it's a big deal. I mean, it's so I think Joe will have to type in his channel. I don't think I have your channel. You have a
It's Joe.
channel?
It's at Joe Hughes on YouTube.
Okay. All right. let's see.
Is it a bigger channel? Do you how many subs do you have? Will it pop up?
I don't really have many subs right now.
Oh, okay. Got you.
Because
I'll copy and paste your name.
I actually do so I do Twitch TV, but actually somehow it got canceled for some reason. I have no clue why. Like
It
a lot of
happens.
my streams I have to do like Discord because like a lot of the people like swear and stuff, so like I gotta do editing and stuff, and sometimes my computer crashes like hell.
Yeah,
Got you.
I
No
think it
problem.
happens. I think it happens to a lot of people for some reason on Twitch or something. I've heard that a few times.
Your sound is off, Joe.
Is it really?
It
Nope.
was. You were
Oh.
talking
No.
and your lips were moving and I didn't hear nothing. My
Oh
bad.
yeah, yeah.
maybe
It's can you hear me now?
delayed. Yeah,
I hear you. Yep.
it was probably just delayed. I
So yeah,
think
if you guys can go, some people can go subscribe to my channel. That'd be great.
Yep. Yeah, that's
I'm trying
usually
to-
where people
I'm
go
trying
in
to
and check
find it.
out.
I copy it. That usually works when you like a little bit better if somebody doesn't have that many subs. If you copy and paste their name exactly from chat, and it will help come up. But I'm
Yeah.
not finding it. If somebody is having better luck,
So if you go, not sure. Let's see. I'm not sure how I can actually put it in the chat. I'm not sure
I was
how I
gonna
do
say,
that.
so it should have like where
I'm gonna do it with you guys. I'm gonna see if you guys can put it in the chat. I'm
yeah, if
doing
you
private
put it in the
chats.
private chat, either Variety or I should be able to copy and paste it from there.
mhm.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that right now. How many people do we have on stream?
Mine doesn't show a number of people.
I
Hey, PNN.
show 21.
Wow.
Oh, well, see, there you
Hey,
go.
what's up, PNN?
Oh, at the top. I'm ridiculous.
Thank you for posting in Discord. Appreciate that.
Yes, we always
you very much.
appreciate you so much, PNN, for always every week posting
Absolutely.
it.
Oh, PNN. I'm really big fan of them.
Oh yeah,
I'm a big
everybody's
fan of
posting.
Jay. I'm a big fan of CC Unit. Like the only one I don't really like, I subscribe to it for some reason, but is CPP, which you know really doesn't really do much.
Uh-huh.
I gotta look for my backup phone and see if I can search for it off of my other phone. Because I know you put the @JoeHughes.
Yeah,
in
that's
there,
a
but I'm gonna
YouTube
try
channel.
to
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to get an actual link to post like directly into chat, so when people click it, they can just get taken.
I think I
over
had some of my
to-
friends in the YouTube chat as well watching the stream.
Oh,
But I'm not
good.
sure.
Yeah.
Sometimes people come in late too because they'll get
Yeah.
the notification and start getting prepared to come in. So, oh, John Davis, that's nice of you. Changing he changed his avatar on his profile picture or whatever for his friend's death, the anniversary of his friend's death.
Yeah, I
Oh,
actually just
prayers
recently
for
had a
them.
death of my own, a death of my family. So I've been like literally like also focusing on like doing some catches and also like doing my own stuff. My mom recently passed away,
Oh,
I'm
sorry to hear that. Yeah.
so
Blessings.
Yeah.
But I work and I do a lot of stuff. Keep my head up and basically trying to face my fear. And this is actually one of them. Like just basically tell my story today. So hopefully everyone will like my story and can relate to a lot of it.
Absolutely. You'd be surprised too, to be honest. Like once you start, talking about it, it's like you'll get a different set of people who have either been through it or can understand, a certain
Well,
part of the story.
the one person I started watching, and I think I was like not sure how many subscribers Jay has now, but I think I'm his 60th thousand subscriber. But I've been watching him like all his videos, and like I'm a huge fan of his because like he takes risks, and like that's what people got to do, like and catch these nasty pedophiles.
Yeah, it is so helpful, and I always say to people too, like I'm genuinely so grateful that we have so many catchers, like everywhere, all
Yep.
over.
Like
the
LC
country, different
Predator
states,
Catcher.
like-
I watched him with Jay, and he's amazing too.
Yeah.
Mm.
And we need it. Like we need literally all the
Oh,
help
yeah.
we can get. You know what I mean?
Because
Like
these people are like really disgustingly nasty. They think they can get away with everything and then blame it on like disabilities and all this stuff, and it's not fair.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm.
Because
That's
if
always
everyone
what it
everyone
is.
just blames a disability, then what
Any excuse they can get. They,
exactly.
they don't even care if it's something
They
they
like
never even
Jay
heard
says,
of.
like Jay always says on the thing. We've heard this many times and several thousand times that well, I have to get this is my first time. When we all know it's not the first time.
Absolutely.
You're just sick individuals.
Right.
They were coming to
They
tell
just-
the kid to go home is what they were doing.
Yeah. Right. I had to come
know?
all the way here.
4
It could have
hours.
been a whole
And then
hour drive, but I had to do that to make sure this child was safe.
yeah, then that premiere last night, like with that Joe guy, like he knew what he was doing and this and that, and like he didn't feel no remorse. Yeah, he tried to like admit to everything this and that, say sorry, but there's no sorry to like trying to, go against our kids.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. And that's the thing. It's like, I mean, like I've been saying, when they use that excuse, I was just coming here to tell them, that it wasn't safe. It's like if that was the actual case, think about this, right? You are putting that child at more risk for making them leave their home to come meet a stranger,
and possibly get murdered or kidnapped. Yeah.
Exactly. So,
and I like Hill's comment though. Whether you like the catch or not, they're still doing something amazing. That is true. That's
absolutely.
like a lot of people on my thing ask me if what I think about Colorado Pepper Patrol. I'm like, well, they do the same thing that everybody else does. It's just they do it a different way, and that's how they do
what
it.
I say. I support the catching no matter what. Like
everybody has their own style.
And Hills, I definitely agree with you on everything you just said, because like it's just basically facts right there that they try to help our kids out, whether their way of doing it is the right way or wrong way, they still take the effort to do it.
Right. Everybody, and that's it. Like they all have their own style about the way they go about it, and which is cool. I like that because I think it makes them all different. They ain't all the same. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not getting bored watching the same.
I'm from Worcester, I'm from same state as Jay. I'm from Worcester.
Thank you, Ghost. We appreciate that, honey.
I'm from Worcester. Like I'm not sure where you guys are from, but I'm from Worcester, and I've always like. Thanks. Oh, CC Unit, what's up, buddy? I didn't know he was in here.
I know he watches because he shouted us out before, so I know he watches. Thanks, Ghost. Appreciate you popping in.
I actually have to say one thing to Ghost. I'm a big fan of yours. I watch all your live streams and everything. You're an amazing person, and keep up the good work, brother.
Right. Absolutely.
Got that right.
I actually just watched his live stream last night, the updates, and he looks young as hell.
He is young as hell.
Some are, yeah.
Was he 18?
No.
He's like 20 something, I forget.
Yeah.
But he's in his early 20s.
How did he come up with the nickname Ghost? Like I've always wanted to know that.
He said that a while ago, and I don't remember what it was, but it was really cool to hear. I mean, I've been modding for him for a while. So I'm like,
hey, Ghost, how did you come up with your nickname? Because I'm always wondering that, because that's a really good nickname.
He's a ghost in the shadows and comes out when the pedos come
I know, right?
Right. And he's got a second channel that he like does spooky stories on and stuff. It's really cool.
What up, Matt?
I'll have to like post it after.
Somebody just said, "What's up, Joe?" That was not going to be. Oh.
So I don't know where you want to start.
All right,
story, but
let's ask the chat. They're ready for my story because I'm really excited about telling everyone how this is going.
Oh, I'm sure they're ready.
If you guys are ready, just give it a big thumbs up. Give this video a thumbs up because we all need every kind of like we can get.
Yeah,
we're ready.
We are.
So basically, so when I was born, my mom gave birth to me, and my father basically left me as a little kid. Like he left us like ghost. Like he basically just left. Like he didn't even want to sign a birth certificate or nothing. So years went by. I was bullied all my life because of what my dad did. Like he basically did whatever he could to make my life and our life living hell. So anytime that I went to go visit him, I was always scared because like he was like not okay. He was not all up there. He was not all there. And so one time he invited he told my mom, all right, let's bring him to my house with Sonette, whatever, sleep over. So I was like a little scared and petrified at the time, but there's nothing I could do because I was still a little kid.
Yeah.
So I go there and stuff, and around like 10 o'clock at night, he's drinking. Like everybody in the house is drinking. And I was put to bed with Sonette, and around like, I think it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. It still bothers me to this day because like it happened from age 3 to like 18, like for 15 years it happened.
Right.
So he would come in drunk and stuff, lay next to me and all that stuff. Like I'm not gonna get into details, but I was sexually molested and all that stuff with him, and it's not, like a parent should not be doing that to anybody. Or like when I see all these people like all these great people catching online predators, like it reminds me of somebody catching my dad and putting him in jail.
Right.
Like people like these nasty predators don't deserve deserve to be on the light of day. They should be incarcerated or hung or whatever, because like it's not right to do this to kids. It basically puts them in fear, puts them like, it just messes with their mind. And I've had ADHD and depression and all this stuff, anxiety all my life because of this.
Right.
Like I gotten thrown into lockers, I've gotten like pants, I've gotten every worst thing that bully can do and all that stuff because of what happened to me when I was a kid.
Right.
And me showing my love and support for like predator catchers, like I did a couple lives and stuff, but like it's just like I've done some things, but like to help the community, but like the only one thing that puts me in fear of everything is that I can't sleep at night because like I have this whole for a long time it felt like it was my fault that this happened to me, but then people like, it's not your fault, it's people take advantage of a lot of people, and for a long time I was asking them, why like keep this on my, like why blame myself when it was them? Like I've always blamed myself.
Right. I mean, we all do it as a survivor. We think we could have done something different that would have, maybe prevented it. I mean, it's not our fault. There's literally, I mean, trust me, all it does is put you further in your head and, just basically promote negativity,
Yeah, like,
for yourself.
thanks, Terrence. I appreciate that. Like I've heard a lot of people saying, "Oh, it's not your fault, this and that," but like, anytime I try to like help people out and I see this stuff go online, like when our like friends or whatever go on live and catch predators, like I feel like I want to be in that area and just like explain how my story was and see if it would actually knock some sense into their brains and stop doing this crap.
Right.
It's not fair. It's not fair to the kids. It's not fair to anybody that does this. Like it's not fair to the kids because like the kids are still young. Their minds are not like fully developed yet and all this stuff. And I always like, and I'm the first one to admit that like when I see something happen and like say when people mass or like anybody catches a pred, like I feel like when they do that, when they pretend to be an underage person, which is great, it feels like they're talking to me and they're trying to get me, like trying to get our kids, like I put myself as the kids.
Yeah.
And it's
That's
disgusting.
how I do the chatting. Like when I'm decoying, I keep in mind I am a grown ass woman and I'm grateful it's me and not an actual child. You know what I mean? Like it gives me a chance to prevent it from happening to another child to go through what I've already been through. You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
We get to use our negative situations for a positive,
Yeah, and like my life story, like it's changed me a lot because like I'm now aware of everything that goes on. Like, when I see people that are, yeah, sometimes I freak out when I see somebody walking with a young kid, like it's their parent or something. But like when I see a random change, oh, your mom told me to pick you up, like then I like it clicks in my head, like, is this really, like I can't obviously go over there and ask them, but like I'm hoping that this is true. And then that, and then when I see posts about people missing, like, well, I just saw this person, like I thought, I wish I could do something, but I couldn't assume.
Right.
You can't always assume everything.
Yep. That is very true.
Like, I'm up to questions for the chat or whatever. If anybody has any questions for me or anything, like, I'm up for it. Like, now since I shared my story, like, it was been a burden on my shoulder for a long time.
Yeah. And it's overwhelming too when your first time telling your story, it's like I was
Especially in front of a
saying,
live crowd, like from a live stream and stuff, and never done it before.
yep. That's what I was saying to Variety earlier. I went through that, my first time telling my story, I told it on JDQ,
Yeah.
and thank God he made me feel so comfortable, but I had in my mind like how the direction it was going to go. Like I wanted him to just let me introduce myself. Then I was just going to, tell my story from beginning to end,
Yep.
including the, being molested, my addiction, my recovery, my relapse. Like I wanted to go, from A to Z.
Yeah,
However,
of course.
that's not what
So
happened. I
so
clearly
with my thing is like I have a 9-year-old, like I have a son as well, so I try to protect him as well. Like I always like when I do these online catches and stuff and like decoys and stuff, I have to think of my son and like how I need to bring him up in the world, but like also like having people out there that are sick like that, like predators can be, like it disturbs me that we have people that out there that still want to prey on little kids and like can't like look for their own age. Like it's disturbing,
Yep.
Did you have any alcohol or drug issues from your childhood comments?
I actually did so that's a good question. So when I was 21, I turned 21 and stuff, but obviously I started drinking around age 17, 18 because like I just wanted to I did do drugs because like I just felt useless and I felt like because of everything going on in my life when I was younger, like it felt like my problem, so I had to like fill it with toxins,
Yep.
But now to this day, I'm actually 23 years sober.
Nice.
No drugs, no alcohol, no nothing. Like I've changed my life around completely.
That is awesome. Good for you. That's a big deal.
Yeah, I may smoke cigarettes and stuff or vape or whatever, but like I don't do any of the hard stuff. I don't like if I go to the bar, if I go to the club and stuff, people ask me for a drink. I'm not gonna say yes because I don't need to relapse.
Yep.
Just one drink turned into two, and then two turned into like
Yep.
constant money being blown when I could be saving for my family and for myself.
And especially if like I said on here before, if you have an addictive personality, it makes it 10 times harder to stay away from it. You know what I'm saying? So you could be like, oh no, I'll never drink or drug. And then, you're like 15 years down the road, you're like, I can, have one drink and it's not going to kill me. It's like,
exactly.
No, it may not kill you, but it could, because that one drink could be like, oh damn, like I'm not even buzzed. Let me have another one. You know what I mean? It definitely leads to other things.
People that drink and then they do stupid. Like when people drink, like I feel like when they're all in a bag or half in a bag, whatever, like they're drunk, they'll do stupid stuff to our kids, and that's why for a fact like I stopped drinking because like I've seen a lot of drunks and like especially my dad when he did that to me. That's why I don't even like try to go drinking.
That could be why you associate it. You know what I'm saying? Like you associate one thing with the next, but I mean, that's, unfortunate, obviously, but the good thing is it's not, like you can never view it, any other way,
Thanks, Steph. I appreciate it.
On it. A lot of times it isn't, because of drinking, they are just mentally tapped the frick out,
Yeah.
But, drinking doesn't help. I mean, I'm sure it probably, almost makes that whatever they call it a desire. I don't know what the hell they call it, but
I don't know how they call it anymore either.
Right. It's like
they call it a stimulant, but is there really any stimulant to it? Like there's no like it says it stimulates the mind and makes people stupid, which I agree it makes people stupid, but like doing stupid things and ending up in jail and all this stuff, like is it really worth going to jail and doing some stupid crap
Right. And I think it's more of like when you're drinking, you get, what you call balls of steel, you think you
Yeah,
can do whatever. And so if they already have that thought in their head, maybe they're drinking or getting high, they're like,
exactly.
oh, I can do this and I won't get in trouble. Or it makes
Yeah.
them, that thought much stronger. It's like,
Like people that
non.
drink every day and stuff, it feels like they think if they drink, they're gonna become a superhero. No, you're just gonna waste your. And then when I see people on the streets holding the signs and they're saying the homeless, I'm thinking to myself, why do you think you're homeless? Like you drink all
Right.
the time, you do drugs and stuff. If you actually did all this stuff and try to get help, actually get help. Like with these
Mhm.
predators, like the pedophiles, like they
Yeah.
say they always try to get help. And I've seen Jay like do a lot of updates and people are getting help. But like,
Right.
why do it in the first place if you know it's wrong?
Right. But to them, some of them, they don't genuinely see it as that,
Exactly.
which is why, like I told Jay, a lot of people disagree with him. They're like automatically none of them can be helped. You know, I think there's possible that there are a select few that are
Right.
very young, like maybe,
Exactly.
what I'm saying, whatever. Those are the people you need to nip it in the butt. Then they need to be in straight up therapy, like a couple times a week. They need to be watched. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that needs
Like
to
with
be
people
controlled
with
before it
people
gets
with
out of hand.
now I saw the premiere last night with Jay. Like this guy has special needs, yes, but like
Mhm.
he's saying that people know where he is and this and that,
Yeah,
but
he
just be
knows.
safe. I didn't believe that for one damn second.
No,
Like people are not
he
gonna tell you, oh, be careful, be safe, this and no. They're gonna
right.
tell you what the hell are you doing. Like I know for a fact that people would like if people did say it, like people are gonna tell them something.
Mhm.
Stop doing that stuff. That's disgusting. Like what Jay said. Like they would never.
No,
Anybody that is
and that's if
anybody in
they
their right mind that
genuinely
says that
cared.
is
Yep.
sick in their own mind.
Right.
They're
Mm.
sick in
If
their
they
own mind.
genuinely cared for him, they would definitely stop him. I
Yeah,
think he's functioning, like high functioning, that
yeah. And
like he
then
knew
when he was
what was
saying he
right
was
and what
hacked,
was wrong.
and
You
then when
know.
he said it was hacked, like come on now, like you're there, but you said you're hacked, but you're still there trying to do this and all this stuff. Like come on now, you weren't hacked. Just tell the truth. Stop being, you know,
Right.
inconsiderate. Like have feelings for yourself. Have feelings for other people. Like have consideration for other people, but not yourself instead of yourself.
Right.
Like it's bull crap, you know?
No
A lot
respect
say
for
they're
anything.
hacked. We see that a lot,
Yeah,
That's on the
Exactly.
list of the top five excuses,
it
you know.
is.
Yeah,
I think that would
so
be a good
there
thing
was
to
a
do too,
excuse I heard.
variety.
Like something like
Mm-hmm.
literally I did a catch I believe it was last week and someone's like, "Oh, the dog ate my phone, but yeah, I got it back and stuff." And my mom told me to my sister told me to do this and I'm like, no one can tell you to do stuff. Like people can tell you to do stuff, but do you have to do it? No.
Right.
Like if people tell you to do something, you don't have to. Like if someone tells you to jump off a bridge, you're going to? No. Like that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like
Yeah.
excuses have consequences, and consequences are really severe. They can lead up to being shot, stabbed, or whatever. Like
Yeah.
there's real serious life consequences for pedophiles and everybody out there. You know,
Right.
Mm.
My
if
mom
they
used to
don't
use that phrase to me when I was growing up. Like, if all your friends were jumping off the bridge, are you gonna do it? And I'm like, maybe.
exactly,
I
that's the
don't
same thing I had. That's the same one I had.
We
Like,
all heard
oh,
that.
know.
are you
Right.
gonna do the same thing? Are you gonna, like, if they do this, are you gonna do that too? You're gonna follow in their footsteps, this and that. I'm like, no. They're like, well,
Mhm.
smarten your ass up, this and that, da da da. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like make
Yeah.
something out of yourself and do something yourself. Like there's always like you can hang out with your own age, like people can hang out with their own ages and all this stuff, and
Right.
you don't
And
always have to go with
that's another thing that we were touching on before is like, I mean, they claim, well, nobody my age wants to hang out. Well, I'm pretty sure there's other people your age that are just as desperate as you are. It does not mean they're going after children. So if
right.
you that desperate, you should be on there telling people you're desperate so somebody else desperate can hit you up. Like,
Exactly.
leave the kids
So
alone.
I see Hills is comment right here. He knows I hate when someone of these guys use disability. Like exactly what I just said, and you're bringing a point to that because like just because you have a mind of a certain age doesn't give you the right to have excuses every time and blame your disability because it's not your disability. It's just it's just like whatever you want it to be in your head is what you want to do. Like you need to have common sense for yourself and think about other people, not yourself.
Right.
So I see exactly what Hills is saying, like exactly the point I was expressing, but you put it more into effect right there.
Yeah, it's like, that's what a lot of us feel that way, that, they're absolutely responsible for their own actions. If they know right from wrong, they should not be there, and they can't
If
be
they
using.
know that slapping a girl, like
Right.
abusing
Exactly,
like
Karen.
slapping a woman is uncalled for and against the law.
Mhm.
What do you think going after kids is? It's the same damn thing, but worse.
Right.
Like nothing is worse than insulting women, or like they're all worse things.
Yeah, it's all disgusting is what it is.
Exactly, there's no excuse, period. Exactly. There's no excuse to go against any, like, commit crimes, or especially enticement of minor or luring kids. Like, come on now. Like,
I feel
if you
like
have to do that, if
I
you have
feel
to
like
lure
at the
kids
end of
in,
the day, it's our children, and the way we all view our kids is they are innocent. They are supposed to be protected so they can grow up and do right by the rest of the world. You know what I mean? So we should genuinely be there to try and guide them in that right direction. You know what I mean? The
exactly.
more negative and,
Thank you for
disgusting
hearing my story,
people.
Smashley. I really appreciate you sticking in and listening to my story. Guess that person had to go.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was typing
And
to her.
I want to take the time and give you guys shout outs, and like thank you very much for letting me come on the live and talk to you guys, and like basically share my story so everybody can hear that, like, just because other people people have their own stories, but like have their own views on how everything goes, like what they're,
Yeah.
basically have their own opinions on how pedophiles are, but like pedophiles have no place in this world.
I watched the show, to segue, I watched the show Intervention a lot, and 9 out of 10 people relapse. They don't stay clean,
Yeah.
and the numbers with the the pedophiles is basically the same.
Right.
It's a high number.
It is.
The recidivism count is crazy. So
I know, and I forget because I don't know if we wrote it down when I did all those statistics that day, but yeah, it was ridiculous the amount. We were all like, wow, you know what I mean? Just the
yeah, the
thought.
numbers. Yep, the numbers get deep. Absolutely.
It hits different, is what you know what I mean? It's like, as I was reading all of the statistics, like, every so many seconds, a child can be molested or a woman can be raped. Well, we're reading it, and even chat is like, we're all like, wow, it hits you in a different way. It's like, that is a fact there. Like, like a minute and a half, every minute and a half. That is ridiculous.
Yep.
It's sad.
Like, there's no need for it.
No, not at all.
Like, if we didn't have like I would like I picture the world, like in my world, like I picture everyone like helps the community like they do and stuff, and there's no pedophiles, no murders, no nothing like that, because it's all a perfect. Like, obviously there's no such thing as perfect, but like, like everyone has their dreams and it has their whatever they want to do in life. And like my perfect world, there's no pedophiles, no murders, no nothing. Like everyone lives happy, they get along, all this stuff. Like there's no crime. Well, obviously that's just fantasy, because obviously no one could, that ain't gonna really happen.
Nope, sure ain't. But it's good to,
No problem, Jeff. I appreciate you
have,
listening.
To have like the, the thoughts, and I mean, I feel like as long as we all continue to veer in the way of changing laws and stuff, like, at least in the aspect of protecting kids, like, we can absolutely make a difference. It's a matter of everybody actually standing up and heading in that direction. I feel like most of the time we'll talk about stuff and not be about it. Like, we're at a standstill. Like, we want this to happen. We want to do this, but we have to take steps to get there. You know what I mean? No matter how uncomfortable it is. Like, I feel like the more uncomfortable you are or stepping out of your safe zone, the more results you're going to get. No. You might not be confident that somebody's going to sign your, say your, what is NVCap has his thing that he has everybody signing, like, so he didn't think he was going to get 200 signatures, and he got 500 signatures, and I'm like, well, now things big, you know what I mean? Like, that's when you're apt to get more than what you genuinely thought you would get.
Now let me ask you guys a question. So we know how this whole pandemic has changed the our lives in the past 2 years. Like, I was always thinking, like, because of with the pandemic, I've noticed, like, I don't know sure what the percentages or anything, but I've noticed that a lot of pedophiles, a lot of predators since the pandemic have gone off the kids more than they ever did, and like, it's just disgusting, like, we're in a global pandemic and stuff, and you're trying to have kids that are trying to stay home and safe or whatever, that you think they're kids and stuff, trying to stay home and stay safe, and you're trying to go out there and ruin their lives. Like, how is that even possible?
Well, they literally thought it was the perfect chance for them. I mean, there was less stuff going on in the outside world. They figure, everybody's inside. Like, who's gonna, you know what I mean? Like, oh, this is my time to shine, or whatever the frig they think, with their nasty minds. But
so, like,
the rate did go up.
Yeah, this pandemic, like, put, like, I'm not trying to blame pandemic, because obviously, we didn't know this was coming, but, like, with the crime rate going, like, ever since, like, things happened with elections or whatever it was, like, crime rate went totally up with pedophiles and predators and everything like that. And now, since it's slowing down, like, it feels like, everyone's coming out more and more, like, it feels like a big disease that people can't, like, we're going to get rid of, but, like, the more disease that we have is the pedophile, like, predators, it's disgusting. Like, if you know anything about, if people know, like, I have a support system. Basically, I help with city of Worcester, and, like, I talk to, like, the mayor and stuff, and I actually have a petition going on. So Friday in Worcester, there's going to be a rally, but so I'm like 10 signatures short. So everybody so basically, people want to sign the petition. Is basically, you go down to City Hall in Worcester and stuff. If I get 10 more signatures, it will basically help, convict more of the felons and more of the pedophiles that, like, they're actually on a sex offender database, and make sure that there's a program for sex offenders that will lock them in, like, like, get them more help than they need. And like, the city of Worcester has seen, like, a lot of pedophiles, and I've shown many live streams and many catches, like, on YouTube, like, PPMS stuff, and they're actually loving the way people, like, just civilians go and do all that stuff with they go out of their way, to catch pedophiles. And ever since, like, I saw that PPMS, our very own PPMS, actually caught the Stowe Chief Police, like, that was, like, I never thought that someone in law would actually have, like, be disgusting like that. That blew my mind.
Right.
Like, you never know, like, who's out there.
I mean, he got, like, that state rep after, like, and, like, a lot of these catchers have gotten doctors, lawyers, EMTs. Like, I mean, there is a variety of, higher ups that each of these teams have caught. And I mean, it's sickening to think, like, for me mentally, like, thinking about, like, the police and doctors and teachers, like, in that category, or EMTs who are around children often enough, you know what I mean, that they have potentially taken advantage of how many children, like, we don't know, but the thought alone is disgusting.
Exactly. Like, like, we have kids. Like, I have kids myself. I have a 9-year-old and all that stuff. Like, I have, like, people do have kids, and we try to protect our kids from disgusting people. Like, I know, like, even though we have our own mental issues and stuff, like, we still are there for our kids. Like, we put our physical stuff behind, like, our physical stuff behind, to protect our kids, because our kids matter before us. Like, our kids come first because they're the future. We're the past,
Right.
they're the future. Like they're our future for the everything.
Yep. Absolutely. I mean, and
So
that's why we say we got to be more protective of them, because they're not just the here and now. They are absolutely the future and what will determine how our world turns out, for our grandkids and for them as adults,
I'm not
so
sure if you guys saw what Dickie Farley just said, but that actually is true right there.
yeah,
People saying God is sorting them out later. No, like God knows when there's bad people out there. Like he takes care of them and lets other people take care of it for him.
right.
Like civilians, pedestrians, whatever, cops, whatever. Like people like us, like good Samaritans, will step out of our comfort zone. Like even if you have comfort zone or not, like me, like I
Right.
think of the kids more than like I think about helping the kids more than helping myself.
Yep.
That's all you got to do. Like
I
you got
feel
to
like you
protect
should,
kids because they're the future.
I mean, I've literally have been that way. I get reamed at by my friends often because I'm always about the kids, like my kids or any kids in general, to the point that it's like, I mean, I get zero me time. I'm a single mom of 4. 2 of my kids are, younger. They're 6 and 7. My
Yeah.
daughters are 23 and 22. So, they have their own lives, but
Yeah.
it's like, in my head, it's like, so now this is what I chose this, you know what I'm saying? So it's my responsibility to make sure they are set before I'm set, and my
Exactly.
friends will say to me, well, if you're not set though, they're not going to be set, because who's going to look after them? It's like,
Exactly. Like
I get it, but
because once God forbid something happens to us, like who's gonna protect the kids? There's not many people out there that will even give a crap about the kids.
right.
Like if
Yeah.
there wasn't people with like us, like sharing our stories or relaying
Supporting and
what's going on or catching pedophiles,
Mhm.
like where would this world would be nothing. Like there would be so much crime and so much stuff happening to kids. Like that's why we try to put an end to it, because like it's disgusting.
Right. Absolutely. It is disgusting. I mean, that's why we're literally grateful for, all these people who are trying to take a stand, even
Like
those
I'm
that
more
are
grateful for
supporting.
I'm grateful for like Ghost and for Jay, Peter Mess,
Yeah,
like anybody that
all the
does
catchers.
all this stuff and drives all the way out to like from state to state to state to catch these people have my respect and love. Because like when Jay and everybody goes out of state and goes like from state to state to state to catch these people, like that's more dedication. That's dedication to the point like people should be like bowing at their bowing at their feet, like they're coming from like 50,000 miles to go to another state just to catch a sick prick,
Right. Yep. And then, like, I mean, like, just to touch on that too, like Jay tries to clarify to people, and I've seen other catchers doing the same, that the supporters are just as important, because if it wasn't for them, some of these catchers wouldn't have the funds to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's
So
like
that's what
we're
also bothers me. Like
driving, the
people on
car, but
Jay's
they
live,
are the car.
like people on people's lives will like, oh, you're doing it, you're trying to get donations. Just like we don't see what my problem is, and I'm sure I don't know if you're sure you guys can agree with it, but like or like relate to it, but like when people donate money, it's to help with transportation tolls and this to actually catch the people. We're not here for donations or anything. We don't care about the money as long as we catch the sick
Right. It's just helpful.
sick people.
Yeah.
It's helpful because
It's
like
not the focus, but it is helpful.
it's like they say, it's a nonprofit because we don't want profit. We don't want money for this. Like we do this out of kindness of our hearts and not the other way around.
Right.
If people donate, it's because they want to.
Exactly. And it's their money, like I tell people, it is their money. What they, can or cannot do with it, that's completely up to them,
So Jeff
but
Ortiz just asked me a question about but Joe, do we have to live in that? No, actually you don't have to live in the state. It's actually going around the world. They're actually trying to get in every state, but right now the states of Massachusetts, like Jay said, Massachusetts, I believe, I forgot the other states, but there's other states that are doing it, the petition. But the main one is Massachusetts, but like we encourage every state to do this, like to make sure that all the pedophiles or sex offenders are in a place that will not get our kids, like an institution that will help them get the help that they need instead of like, because jail obviously doesn't really do much. Yeah, maybe we maybe get convictions and stuff, but like, does it really help? Yeah, it
Right.
helps them. It helps them like get locked up for what, a couple days, and then all of a sudden they get released.
Mhm.
Like a lot of people do get released and stuff, and then they reoffend. They're reoffenders. Like it's not fair.
Right.
So this
Yeah,
program
they
would
need
actually like
more therapy and, you know, stuff like that to help. So Bryden, I just want to comment on your, well, re-comment on your comment. But you said my wife just joined this community recently. She suggested that we try to talk to some schools and provide a video of predators and what they do, what to do to stay away from them. Some schools have programs, but many don't. So that is so true. Jay has been talking about it for the last 2 years since he's van catching. And we just haven't really been at a place that I feel like we could do that, but I feel like now it's been 2 years, you know, he has more like people noticing, and I feel like each catcher can do this, you know what I mean? But I've already spoken with a school in a town close to us. Like all of our kids in my family has gone there. My great grandfather helped build the school. So I spoke with the secretary who I'm close with, and I brought the idea to her and asked her what she thought the principal would think of doing, you know, just like a big, I don't know what they call it, like not a conference really, but, you know, like a big meeting or whatever, you know, having everybody in the auditorium, parents and kids, you know, age appropriate. But just to be able to, you know, kind of give them a little bit of information, the dangers of being online, different games, that, you know, what dangers each game has, you know, what things to look out for, what the parents should be doing, to kind of like watch out for their kids and keep their kids safe while being online. She actually said she believes the principal would probably go for it, as long as it's within like, you know, certain grade levels, which is absolutely understandable. So when the weather gets warmer, I'm thinking probably like May, because she said like May or June, but I'm gonna go there in May and talk to him, see if there's any chance that he would go for it, you know. And I feel like if we bring them, you know, we got a lot of things that we printed out for when Jay went to speak. I wrote him a, you know, a whole speech and everything. I mean, it was awesome. So we still have flyers and stuff from that. But we're gonna
so
look
I
up
actually
this
so on top of that, what you're saying, Jules, like I actually have a meeting with the school board with the petition. I got like some signatures and stuff and approval from the city of Worcester. I'm actually going to school by school all next week and doing like an influencing like speech, like to let the kids know that like be careful, make sure that you have a parent or guardian with you at all times, because like, you know, I'm not going to explain everything to scare them, but like, you know, they told me not to scare people, which I don't scare people at all, because like, you know, kids do need to know about this like when they're older, but not now, because like they still their mind is still like, you know, developing.
Right.
But like going school to school and like being an inspirational speaker like I am, like I go places, and the last rally I went to in motivational speaker, no lie, was 150,000 people, and I got so much love and support there. Like people were coming up and asking me how I got into this, and then I started sharing my story, and like people started like going towards like, you know, doing more like community work and make sure the kids, like boys and girls club, all that stuff, like making sure the kids were protected after school programs. We need all the after school programs, because if we don't, you know, look what's gonna happen. Like we have pedophiles that are gonna like just mess with random people, you know? It's not fair. Like more kidnapping's gonna happen, all that stuff, and sooner or later we're not gonna know what to do unless we take action.
Right.
Yeah, same thing with the fire safety speeches. Like they'll have a fire truck and firefighters come to the school, and speak on the dangers of fires. We could speak on the dangers of predators in the community and what could come of it.
Yeah.
What we really need to do though is look at who our elected officials are, and
Right.
if they don't share our
Definitely.
views, vote them out. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's the biggest thing we can do, really, in my opinion.
Right.
Is
I think so too, because it's
is
going to
that
start with all of our kids being more aware and more cautious of their surroundings. You know what I mean? We can only work on trying to, do what we can with the preds that get caught, as well as the kids who are on the other end of the conversation,
Mhm.
and if we don't make them aware, then
No,
I mean, they're
Brian, that's
going
fine.
into it blindsided, you know.
Mm-hmm.
The other part of the end part of my ending of the story, that now since we got all that out, like when I'm doing my job and I'm doing like all this motivational stuff, like it also helps people like to figure out in the world, like there's also like, just because there's bad people, there's also great people and influences out there that can help more and more every day.
Yep.
And like with my help, with me helping the community, yeah, I may be donating money to like schools and stuff to help the kids get back in the after school programs and stuff, but that's my contribution, because like the kids need to be in a safer place until their parents get out of work or whatever. Like they need more structure during, like, because you never know, like if you don't have structure, what's going to happen with the kids, and all of a sudden they don't come home. Like more
Right.
structure for them after school would be better. Like that's what I'm saying, because like we have
Right, like
weirdos out
having
there,
stuff for them to do, so they're not so bored. They don't have enough time on their hands to be,
and also like
doting
teenagers
around
committing
online.
crimes and stuff. Like there's been so many shootings in Worcester with like teenagers killing on teenagers over stupid things.
Yep.
Like if we had a justice system that like would, like, I know in schools they have metal detectors and stuff, but does that
Mhm.
really help though? Because they could always do stuff and then like put it in place, and all of a sudden something happens to school.
Right.
Like
Yep.
anything to protect the kids, our kids, basically would help more, because like with more help is better. Like if we don't have any help from even the police department, or like the high ups in law, like Sean said, like if we don't have people like that, like if people are like that in office, get them out. Like we need people that actually support our kids, like basically protect our kids more.
Right. Yep. That is so true. Hi, Jane.
Hey Jane, I had something on my brain and I forgot.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all good. What was I gonna say? Damn, I'm getting
hate
old
that.
here. Yeah, I'm
Like,
getting
I hate
old.
You
that.
don't look old, so stop, Sean. You don't look
Yeah,
old.
yeah. That's what everybody says.
He's
What
like,
are
I
you,
don't look it, but I feel it. That's what I
what are you,
told them.
39? What are you, 39?
No,
I
I'm
told.
older than that.
32? 32?
No, keep going down. Keep
Yeah,
going
he's like,
down.
I can take it. Keep going
21?
lower.
22?
Yes, 21.
Yeah,
Right.
there you go.
My 7-year-old
21's a good number.
for Mother's Day, he wrote, like, they have them write like these little poems for moms or whatever, and it's like, on the other side it gives you like information about mom, so like her favorite color, her age,
Yeah.
all this. So on mom's age, of course, my son had to put 28. So I'm like, had it hanging up in the living room. I'm like, he's like, Mom, he's like, did I get it all right? He's like, your favorite color is blue, right? I'm like, yeah. He's like, and you're 28, right? I'm like, yes, I am. If you think I'm 28,
So
honey,
on,
That's
mommy
right.
is
so last year on
28.
Father's Day, my son wrote a card. So got me something. It had a heart and a plaque. My wife and them got a plaque and stuff. And
Yeah.
it said, "I love my 21-year-old dad. I can't wait to be 21 and be just like him." I'm like, oh, I love that. But I'm not even
Right.
21, but I love that. Makes me look
Exactly.
younger.
Yep.
And
That's why I was like,
every time I turn to older age, he's like, "Dad, you're still 21, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, why not?"
yep. So that's what I'm like, I will
Like he just
literally
turned
be
10.
28 till the end of time.
And my son
Mhm.
just turned 10. And like he's getting so big. Like, yeah, he may have a disability, but like he's
That's
the
what-
smartest kid in the school. He's the smartest kid in the school. He gets straight A's.
Right.
and people still try to pick on them, you know?
Yeah.
That was going to be one of my questions. That you have kids? You have a 10-year-old son. Is that your only
Yes.
child? Okay.
Yes. But I do have other, like, you know, I do step in, like, even though they're not my kids, like, if like my family has kids and stuff, I'll step in as, like, even though I'm the uncle or whatever, or cousin, I'll step in to be like a father figure to them because, like, they need more people, like, if their fathers don't, like, show around or give two craps or whatever, and they're not doing, I'll step in to be the father figure. So technically I have like 7, 8 kids because, like, I take care of them all.
Right.
Like if they need money, if they need, like, advice or anything, I'll be there. I'll talk to them.
Right.
And though
Absolutely.
even though they're not my, you know, or they know they're not my kids, they say, "Oh, thanks, Dad. I appreciate it." Like, even though I'm
Yeah.
not their dad.
Yep. That's what I always say. They may not be your kids, but they're your kids.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Exactly.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, and it's good. There needs to be more people that view it that way. You know what I mean? Like, it could be your
Exactly.
niece or nephew.
Because if you don't
I
have,
helped raise my niece, and she
yep.
literally says all the time, like, you're more my mom than my mom. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's like, yeah.
Like, someone told me, you're more of a dad. Like I haven't met my dad, but, like, you're more of a father figure to me than I can ever
Mhm.
dream. Like,
Yep.
and,
And
like,
kids need it.
sometimes I do cry because, like, it's inspirational. Like, it's basically
Yep.
heartfelt. Like, if they know that you're doing good to them,
Yep.
they're gonna do the same thing to other people. They're gonna want, like, when they grow up, they're like, oh, he stepped in to be my dad, you know, this and that. He helps people, helps the kids. I could do that too. Like, I can follow in his footsteps. Like, that's what people, you know, that's what I try to strive for, but, like, not everything happens.
Right. Yep. That is so true. I always say the more the merrier. You know, the more adults you have in a child's life, the better. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
I think it's good for them. It keeps them occupied, keeps them more safe, you know.
Yep. Well, I would like to personally thank you and, Sean, for letting me come on this live and share my story and talk about all this stuff. Like, you guys are amazing. What you guys do with, you know, decoying or whatever, or, like, catching pedophiles, you guys have my old mouth's love and respect and support. And I thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for everything you guys do in this world.
Thank you. Thank you for helping, and thank you for sharing your story. We appreciate it. Absolutely.
Like I said, make sure you guys subscribe to this channel, give it a big thumbs up. I love you guys. Thank you so much for letting me come in. I do have to go because I do have to do a lot of stuff.
Well, thank you, Joe. We appreciate it, honey.
All right. Thanks, Sean.
He had to step away, but I'll tell him he said thanks.
All right. Bye, guys.
Thank you. Bye. Okay. Sorry, Cupcake. I'm reading your second comment. Keeping the dialogue open 24/7. All the time with kids. From the time they are born, the more comfortable kids are talking about things that make them uncomfortable or feel wrong. That is so true, Cupcake. I have always been extremely open with my girls, and I'm, pretty much in that same boat with the boys. It feels a little different talking to the boys than it did the girls, but I like try to keep that communication open for the simple fact that, yes, it will always keep them aware, but also because I feel like it makes it easier for them to come to you. So if something does happen to go wrong, they're not afraid to come and tell you something happened. They're more apt to be like, hey mom, like I just wanted to let you know, like, somebody either touched me inappropriately or I got into a fight with somebody at school, no matter what it is. I feel like it is very important to, be able to be open and have that communication with your kids. 100%. I agree with that. I tell people that all the time. It's a big deal. I mean, just think about how, okay, Brandon, that's fine. Just think about how it would be if we weren't open with our kids, like how things would be, you know what I mean? I mean, anything's possible regardless, even if we're communicating. Like I said, my second daughter, she she went through some pretty rough situations. And we have been extremely open from the time she was 5. It was still, we talk, you know. So she was able to come to me about it. But it was like, it made it hard too, because a portion of the situation she went through, she was not conscious for. She was not able to even be descriptive or tell me it was a thing. She didn't even have like any type of memory of it, or flashback, until my older daughter accidentally saw it on Snapchat. So, you know, it was kind of a lot for my first daughter to see that, but it helped to get my younger daughter to open up more and be able to see, you know, kind of like, you know, get that to where she could have the information. And I mean, she's like, all I thought was, you know, maybe I was so drunk or something, I like undressed myself and redressed myself, but just didn't do it right. It was weird for her. But she said she was so grateful that we have the closeness and the bond that we have, and she was able to come to me every time she'd get a new memory of it. Or so I am absolutely all for the being open. Um, I can't tell that about you. I have one son and 2 girls. Yeah. I'm so open. My kids have been able to tell me everything. When you can talk to people, others feel comfortable coming to us. That is so true, Cupcake. Yeah, I have two daughters, 23 and 22, and then my boys are 6 and 7. So it was not that smart waiting, you know, 15 years after I had Hales to, you know, decide to start over. But, you know, because I'm like, I love my kids to death, but I'm like, man, I feel old as shit. Like, and now
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you know, still raising little ones. It's a lot harder to keep up with them now than it was when I was 16 and 18 or in my 20s and raising the girls, you know. And plus, both my boys have severe ADHD, so you know it's a lot to deal with.
Absolutely. Where did Joe go? He left?
Yes, yeah, he
Okay.
was saying bye and thank you to you. He had some stuff he had to get done.
All right. Have a good
Let's
day, Joe. Thank you for definitely coming up. You know, that's awesome. You know.
Yeah, it definitely was for sure.
Mm-hmm.
That's the stigma of shame, and that's something that us being in this community are helping with, calling these people out of the whole. Yeah, absolutely. We need to be calling them out of there, out of the little holes they try to hide in. I feel like, you know, we're making them, you know, forcing them to be accountable, like, you know, um, which is absolutely something we need. You know, who knows? A lot of people, I feel like, in their lives have not paid attention in their lives enough to notice that they have this predatory behavior, you know. I mean, I don't know, there's a lot of people in my family I don't talk to like that, but I feel like even if I seen them at like birthday parties and whatnot, I'd probably feel like I would, you know, notice if they're a little different or they're staring at kids more or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would just be like, my eyes on you, bro. Like,
Mm-hmm.
don't, you know.
Yeah. Eventually, too, guys, we're gonna get our act together with links over here. You know, for resources. We're working on that stuff now. But PNN in their Discord, they have a great section for resources as well.
Yeah,
Um,
because Emily said we can to send people there. But I have
uh,
some other ones that I've written down, so
mm,
I'm just creating actual full links, and copying them so I can paste them on the
yep.
community page.
I'll drop their Discord
Yes, please
now.
do.
So if anybody needs it, definitely head over there. They got a lot of. I was looking at them the other night. They got a lot of great links over there.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So Cupcake, yeah, kind of, well, between the set of girls and the set of boys, I spread them out. My 2 daughters were 15 months apart, so they're 23 and will be 22 April 7th. And then 15 years later, I had the boys 13 months apart, and they were born November and December. So yeah, I mean, I feel like if I would have spread the boys out a little bit more, but I didn't even know I was pregnant with my youngest, at all. I was breastfeeding, my first son, and I was still actually getting my depot shot. Never, so it wasn't like I was bleeding. I wasn't like having any leak from, my breast milk or anything. It was like, okay, everything's normal. I didn't get a belly. When I told people that I had my son, calling them from the hospital, they were literally thought I was just busting on. They're like, bullshit. I'm like,
Mm.
no, I'm here at the hospital right now. Like, they literally just had to give me
Mhm.
an emergency C-section. Like, it's a thing, guys. They're like, I saw you in like little shorts and tank tops all summer. There's no way. Oh no, there's a way. So I keep telling people,
Absolutely.
I think it was like God's way of laughing at me for, those shows they used to have on TV. I didn't know I was pregnant.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I used to shit on those people so hard. I'm like,
Yeah.
how do you not know? I'm like, I
Yeah.
have 2 kids. Like, I know you can tell, like, whether you get a belly or you don't never have a period or
Mhm.
whatever. It's like, I literally did not see the other side of it, So when my youngest was born, he was born 2.5 months early, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, yep, this is this is kind of like a ha ha ha. So this is what you get for talking shit, you know. So that was really weird to have to go through that. I'm like, I didn't think it was genuinely possible, and I will never ever talk that kind of shit on people again. Yeah,
Mhm.
Brian, you're just in time for C-section talk.
Well, on Discord, you can control like what you could just keep it to DM, so you don't have to take part in all the other reindeer games that there's all the different sections. If you don't want to be in general, that's fine, but it's a great way to communicate.
Yeah.
Same with like Instagram. You don't have to accept everybody, and you
Yep.
can control who contacts you. So Discord, yeah, can it be toxic? Absolutely. But the two that I go to that have the best are PNN and PvP.
Right.
Um, so because
Yeah, I was
those
gonna
are also
say.
the most active. The other ones don't really have much activity anyway, but
Yeah, because I was gonna say nobody really, comes into the
and
PP
that's
Mass one. I rarely see. I mean, people go in there and say hi, good morning, whatever. But I don't see a lot of people sitting in there and chatting per se, nor, doing any drama stuff in there, which is cool. So sometimes
hmm
if I'm just like, checking in on people, I'll comment in there or in PNNs. But I mean, other than that, like lately, I just haven't really been on Discord.
hmm I will post PvP's Discord as well.
Hmm.
Let me see. PvP Discord.
I'm trying to think. So what I'll do too today is after, because I have, let me see how many I already have on here. 1, 8, 10. I have 11 other sites on here that aren't on the PNN server. So I figured what I'll do is, click into each one, see what other, contact information they have or whatever. That way I can post it all together, whether it's a 1-800 number and the website or, an email or whatnot. And basically like what they kind of, specialize in per se, if they're mostly geared towards male survivors or, children, or like a rape crisis thing. So I figured doing that will help a lot of people to be able to. Thank you, Variety. I just saw you post the PvP Discord too. But I feel
Mhm.
like it will help people too, because it's not even just if we, run into that type of an issue and need it, but if you know anybody, like, at least there's resources there handy, like you can always get it and, make sure that they have that. It's just really good and useful information too. A lot of these sites, I was shocked at seeing some of the stuff that they offer. A lot of times they'll have like big meetings you can go to, like conferences or whatever, so you can go and listen to all the information they have to give you. It's just really cool. So
Absolutely. And my DMs are always open. That's one thing like Discord's funny about. Like a lot of people don't take kindly to you just openly DMing them. So try to always click their profile and see if it says DM open or DM closed.
Yeah.
So but my DMs are always open.
Yeah,
And
mine are too. I'm on there still too. So
absolutely.
um,
Hey Tracy, what's going on? Hope your doctor's appointment went well.
hey Tracy.
Thank you, Dickie. I appreciate that. I try to be, you know. I myself have fallen back. I left a few discords, and you won't see me in chats. So if you notice I haven't been in chats, I'm there, but I'm not there. I
Mhm.
will just be here and on PNN on Sundays. Every other chat you will not see me, but I'm still around. I'm still kicking, just doing a lot of things more behind the curtains. So
Yeah, Sean is definitely cool, Dickie, for sure. I
thanks.
literally we talk maybe like once a week
Mm-hmm.
before the stream, without the stream or whatever. And I mean, we'll sit on the phone for like 4 hours just
Mm,
talking, So
it's
um
true.
it's like it's funny because it's like, I literally, people say stuff to me all the time. They're like, you don't even call me, like you text me once or twice a week to like make sure I'm good, and that's it. You don't have an actual conversation. It's like, well, I barely got time to pee, you guys. So if I can barely have time to pee, I don't have time for an actual phone conversation like y'all think. It's easier for me to text, between them being loud, but like all the stuff I got to do, it's like I'm heavily distracted anyway. So if you got my attention for just 5 minutes in a text message, be grateful. You're pretty damn important,
Mm,
you
right?
know?
Yeah.
So I was telling Jay that we chat for like 4 hours when we talk on the phone, and he's laughing. He's like, he can keep you on the phone that long. He's like, I'm lucky if I keep you on the phone for like 20 minutes. And you're like, okay, Jay, I gotta go. I gotta go. I'm like, well, because I know you're doing stuff and I'm doing stuff. So we're both distracted and don't remember
Hmm.
what we're talking about anyway. It's like, it only works if one of us is distracted. And
Yeah.
since I'm at home with two loud ass kids, like I think that person is rightfully me.
I can deal with them though. I
Right.
know. I'm used to that. So
Yeah, no, you're very good and
it's.
patient about it. That's for sure. I think that's
Hmm.
half why I don't, it doesn't bother me so much because I already know. You have heard it, quite a
Hmm.
few times, and the body slams and shit going on in the background. So it's like, I'm like,
Yeah.
well,
Right. You're like, don't wake him up. I thought you were talking about him waking the cat up, and you go, no, his brother. I said he's already sleeping. He just got off the school bus. How's he
right.
over here asleep, man? Damn, that was
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah. And it's bad because it's like I mean, I know my youngest, he wakes up a few times in the middle of the night because he still gets nightmares from the stuff with my ex. So, um, it's hard for him to sleep at night. So when he gets up in the morning, he's a little tired, but he gets up and he stays up at school all day.
Hmm.
So, when he comes home, he's like, I'm just done. He'll sleep for like an hour or something. Sometimes I'm just like, just let him sleep. Don't wake him up. Like, do not
Hmm.
do it. Yeah, Jenny.
Yeah.
Nah. Nat is definitely one of my big naggers. Oh my God, that girl will stay on my butt. She's like, you don't call me. Like, I'm like, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I get busted on for it a lot. You never sit down. Like, you're always cooking or cleaning or doing laundry or something for the kids. It's like, I mean, half of it, it's like I'm grateful because I stay out of my head. You know what I mean? I'm too busy
Mm-hmm.
to have time to sit in my head. So, but sometimes I'm like, I need to just sit in the tub with like aromatherapy, bubbles and
Oh
whatever.
yeah.
Just woosah for myself,
Yep.
you know,
Light some candles and get the ambiance going and nice and peace and
for
quiet,
real.
Hell yeah.
Exactly.
You know.
Well, Dickie, I mean, even if I had your number, I probably still wouldn't call F. Nat and Jenny T.
Mm. Mm. We'll be on the phone so long that a catch will come up and we'll be watching the catch together while we're on the phone. People don't
Right.
know that. And we're commenting in the chat, different things, but we don't let people know we're on the phone together. But I'll say, hey, Jules, how are you?
Yep. It's like
You
sit in
know,
silence watching the catch. Oh my God, did you just see?
yeah, yeah.
I'm
On
like,
that
it's
one
kind
CC unit catch, you're like, oh, look at
of,
what he just did. I said, what? I missed it. I turned away. I had to
right.
rewind the shit 30 seconds because he
Yeah.
pushed Ghost's phone. Ghost is like, don't touch my shit, man. You touch my shit again, we're going to have a problem. I'm
Right.
like, Ghost,
Exactly.
damn.
Yep.
Those are the best.
Very
Mm-hmm.
true.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I know that was really cool that Ghost came in earlier and spreaded some love. That was nice.
Mm-hmm.
I sure won't, Jenny T. She says, yeah, she won't call.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah, Tracy, I believe it. I mean, it was so much harder, like when I was taking care of my Nana. She had Alzheimer's, and it was just so much, between the kids, and I made sure I got to her house every day. If I could go twice a day, I would, but like I'd take her out in her wheelchair, just get her outside, get her some fresh air, making sure I'm feeding her, making her coffee, taking care of her plants, helping her with cleaning the house, all while watching the boys and trying to entertain the boys and keep them from destroying the house after I'm cleaning it because I'm like, we're not home, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Joe, for coming on again. We appreciate it. Absolutely. So yeah, guys, I will do that. Do all the link stuff today. Because obviously, I mean it's 2:20, so we can end soon. I will, since I'll have a little bit of time before I get the kids off the bus. I'll write down at least like two of them. I'll go on to two of the websites before I go outside and just get whatever I can. So I'm going to write myself a note too, because anybody in this chat who knows me knows once I'm like off here, I'm probably not going to remember I said this. So, but I will post it on the community page, the information. What is today? The 23rd, or is it the 23rd? Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Woo, yep.
How many days this month? 30 or 30, 31? Let's
March.
see.
I think there's 31. Okay. I'm like, I don't know, John. Don't ask me. I'm even bad at that. Now, for some reason, I thought 30, but now I'm like second guessing myself. I'm like, now I gotta look and find out. I could even just go into the kitchen and look on the boys' school calendar, but did I do that? No.
Oh, that's good. I got mine right here. I just got sidetracked for a second. 30,
Oh,
31 days.
yep. I'm like,
Yep.
oh, and ridiculous variety.
That's what's good about technology. Technology, though, it's been a double-edged sword because, yeah, it brings us useful information and different stuff, but it also has, more kids on it and more stuff for those kids to get into bad things and
Right.
people to get on there with bad intentions. So it's been a
Yep.
double-edged sword. When I was a kid, we didn't even have the damn internet yet.
No.
Um, You know,
Like I said, we made games out of sticks and rocks. Like we had no
Yeah.
problem,
Mhm.
using our imagination and,
hmm
working with what we had.
And then slowly, cell phones started coming out, and then you
Hmm.
were starting to be able to go online on a mobile device and stuff like that.
Right. Yep.
You would think it's so long ago, but it wasn't invented that long ago.
No, yeah, which is weird.
It is.
It just advances so fast, I think, too. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, you know,
Yep. It crept up on us very quickly.
yeah. Yep. Dead twist.
Yeah, that's for sure. I remember going in the woods and seeing Playboy magazines
I
lying
was just
there, and
gonna say the magazine.
yeah, and used condoms like all over the place and stuff like
Yep.
that. And oh, it was, yep,
It's
I
so funny,
remember.
like thinking about it. I literally didn't even like as soon as you said that, I'm like, oh my God, yep, that is so true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was like, I mean, it was so much easier, I feel like back then. Like, we were outside playing until the street lights came in, or our moms were yelling our names out the friggin' door, like, it's time to come in, dinner, you're like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, whatever, I'm coming back,
Mm-hmm.
and you're just shouting all your friends or like riding your bike to their house to talk to them, just, sitting on the couch and texting like, hey, when you want to hang out tomorrow, you know, um,
Yep.
and I feel like so many people like me, I'm definitely one of them, but we use texting so much that like it becomes impersonal. Like I feel like a phone call with somebody, like at least you're having a conversation with them. Um, that it's just more personal. You know, it's just so crazy. I'm like, I gotta get out of the habit of just texting people all the time, but
Mm-hmm.
it's just I always think about back in the day and how great it was and technology. I'm like, it's just insane. I like that, the warm weather's coming and I can keep the kids outside until like 7 o'clock and you know.
Yep. I liked being a kid because you didn't have a care in the world. You didn't have to
Yeah.
pay no bills. Stuff
Yep.
like that. So
Yeah.
it was
Every
great.
time kids say, I wish I was a grown up, like I just want to grow up, like, it's like don't rush it. Because
I
let me
said that
tell
all the
you,
time.
it's
Mm-hmm.
like every adult now, I guarantee you, if you ask them, they will tell you they wish they was a kid. So,
Absolutely.
it's
Mm-hmm.
like kids want to be grown ups and grown ups want to be kids. Y'all want to switch. I'm down for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dirt bikes. Oh my God. I used to love doing dirt bikes, four-wheeling. Oh my God. It was just so much fun. Making like doing fire pits, like bonfires and stuff in the woods. Oh my God. It
Mm-hmm.
was just so cool.
Yeah, I had dirt bikes, many bikes, a go-kart one time,
Yeah.
because where I lived, right in front of it was an elementary school,
Oh,
like
nice.
directly in front of it. And so we used to be able to go over there, and they had the huge parking lots and stuff, and then the big fields, like the baseball field and stuff like that. So it was really cool growing up in that spot,
Right.
to
Yeah, no,
have that.
I mean,
Yep.
I'm like, I told my dad because he got a go-kart. He lives in New Hampshire, so like, but he has like a little gun range on his property. So, but he's also got like this lake. So there's, they keep the fish stocked in there and stuff, so you can go fishing in it and stuff. But the field, I call it a field, it's technically a yard, but it's huge. So but there's always deer coming out of the woods, so I mean you can see like 20 of them in a
hmm
cluster at a time. I mean there's so much to do there, but because there's so much space, he's like, I had to get a go-kart, I had to have it. He's like, I feel like it's a great family thing that we can all do together, we can all have fun. So we have been taking it out and doing, I mean, even during the winter, we were doing it. It was so much fun in the snow. But,
hmm
there's so much space. It's like the kids get a kick out of it. So the go-karts, I think, is such a good idea. Like, it's so much fun. I never had one until now, but it's awesome.
And back in the day, when it would snow out, we would tie a rope to the back of a car, and somebody would lay on like a raft or a surfboard or whatever the hell, and for the car would go and drag you all over the place. You'd crash
Yeah.
into the curb, and oh
We
man,
did that on sleds in the snow tubes, like the big black snow tubes. Yeah.
yeah,
Those were so much fun. Or just doing donuts in a big parking lot in your car. Like,
mm-hmm.
it was fun.
Good times, absolutely. You know,
Absolutely. Oh,
yeah,
yeah. Who doesn't love Ninja Turtles on Saturday morning? Or the Three Stooges on a Sunday morning. That is like, that's
yeah,
life to me.
oh yeah.
Big breakfast on a Sunday morning, watching, all your cartoons and the Three Stooges, that's where it's at. Yeah, they would dead for sure.
Or
I
watching those karate shows, the Bruce Lee
Yeah,
movies, those
yeah,
were great. You know, mm-hmm.
absolutely. Yeah. I feel like, we probably would horrify new parents. I mean, they'd be like, how would you ever, like, why would you do that? It's so unsafe. Or like riding in the back of pickup trucks, like, just sitting on, where the tire would be. Um, in the bed of a truck. Like we've done it so many times driving to the beach, like back then you didn't get pulled over for it like that, I mean, obviously it wasn't legal, but it was, we'd all just lay down. We saw a cop car coming, we just lay down, just look at the sky while we're on the highway or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it was so much fun, but I agree that those new parents would probably shit themselves.
That too, Jenny, putting up ramps in the street and doing jumps. Absolutely. I remember
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, we had the power lines in Shirley and Air growing up, and we used to take the four-wheelers and the dirt bikes on them all the time, and they still to this day have like the tracks you could go on, but they technically expect you to walk it, or it's like no. Thankfully there are still people using their dirt bikes and four-wheelers on it, kind of keeping the path there,
Mm-hmm.
but it was just the coolest. Like oh man, we had the coolest times ever. I'm
And
eating.
we did live, Jenny. We definitely had good
Yeah,
times back in those days,
yeah. I think
The
that's half.
80s and 90s were great. 2000s became horrible,
Yeah,
so
I think that's half why. Like when it's warm out, like the kids don't care about the electronics. I make them stay outside. You know, mostly because it's like you need to use your imagination. You know what I mean? Like, we don't need the electronics to like think of a game. We don't even need to take the board games outside. We don't need the baseball and the bat, to be honest with you. We can go outside and find shit to do
mm-hmm.
just by walking outside. So
Yep.
the kids look at me like like a two-headed dragon when I say that stuff. They're like, there's nothing to do out here. What do you mean?
Mm-hmm.
There's leaves, there's sticks, right? You see
Yeah,
rocks,
sticks. I was just gonna say, go pick up sticks. Hell yeah. That I mean, that
like,
to me that was fun. It
right.
really was.
It's like, I mean, at this point, you could whittle wood if you wanted to with another stick. I don't know, but there's stuff you could do out here. I mean, geez.
I
If
did
my,
that all the time. I took two sticks and would always be going like this, trying to get it to like a point and stuff,
yeah,
a spear.
use it as, yeah, I was just gonna say,
Yeah. hmm That
that's
was life. That
it
was
really
life,
was.
man. Yeah,
It
yeah.
was. That was absolutely like real living. Like,
hmm
I'm making the boys go camping too this summer. They've been like afraid to go camping. They still deal with the stuff from my ex, like I said. So it's like hard for them at night anywhere. But, I feel like this year would be a really good year to get them outside and, just actually do real camping, you know? My mom's
Yeah.
like, well, you can take them and just get a cabin and get them used to it, do like a week where you're doing 2 or 3 days in the cabin, and then the other 2 or 3 days you do in an actual tent. And that way they're already there. They're used to their surroundings and the noises.
Yep.
And so I was like, I might just do that. I feel like if I'm going to get them used to it, I maybe ease into it instead of being like, we're in a tent, like, go out there and hunt your food.
Exactly. Yep.
Yep, dodgeball too.
Kickball, dodgeball. I used to love that stuff,
And the forts, Tatiana,
Yeah.
yep. Building forts. I mean, all of it was just so much fun. Like,
hmm
why are we the way we are? Like, what the crap is this?
Now it's like we're in a day where, like, if you leave the house and you accidentally leave your phone and you went somewhere like 20 minutes away, you are
Yeah,
lost. You're like,
yeah,
what do I do?
yep. You're like, I needed my GPS or I can't call so and so. It's like, I
Yep.
mean, back in the day, I guarantee you, because we didn't have phones, we'd be going to somebody's door. You know what I mean? Like, hey, do you know how to get to here or whatever? And now it's like people are genuinely afraid to do that. Or, I freak out if I even walk outside of my apartment without my phone. I'm like, I
hmm
can't go to the bus without the phone. I'm like, I left my phone inside, and I'm like, I can handle it. It's like 20 minutes I'm waiting out here. It's not that bad, but I'm genuinely freaking out. I'm like, this is
Absolutely.
bad. I'm
hmm
like, what the God? Let's see, take the websites I found. Go on to get.
It really is. It's like leaving naked. Absolutely. We're always going on this app, this app, this app while we're on the go. Because it's so convenient. And it's truly like you are naked. It
Yep,
really is. You know.
yep, 100%. It genuinely is, another article of clothing, really. I tell people that all the time. That's how I view it. It's like you literally don't leave your house without your shoes, So, most of the people are like, you got your phone and your keys, next to your wallet and your shoes. So you're like, get everything all at once. And if you forgot your phone, it's like forgetting your shoes or forgetting a hoodie or something, you know?
hmm Yep. I remember back in the day of the rotary phones. You stick your
Yes,
finger in the damn
exactly.
thing and you
Yep.
spin the damn shit. You
Yep,
know.
exactly. My grandparents still had one last year, and my grandfather's like, "Oh, I don't think I'll ever get rid of it." I'm like, "I am glad that you're not still using it because I have a feeling it would probably be shit, but keep it."
hmm
Because there could be like decades down the road, any one of us, or great grandkids of yours will be like, "Oh my God, what is this?" I
hmm
mean, a lot of kids look at the landline phones like, "What is this?" Like,
hmm
it's a freaking house phone. What do you mean? What is it?
Yeah.
You still use it the same? They're like, why aren't the numbers on the receiver? What? What?
Yeah. It's crazy.
I
You
can't go
know.
online on this. Why was this even invented?
Yeah. Exactly. That's crazy. hmm
Mm-hmm.
No, that's crazy. Going from those rotary phones to the push button phones to portable phones. Like if you had a portable phone, the ones that sit on the receiver
Yep.
that you could pick up,
Yep.
you were doing okay in life. You were doing good. You were moving up in the world.
Oh
That's what
yeah.
it seemed like.
Yep. Absolutely. It's so weird to think about, It's like, I don't know. I was saying that to my mom one time we were talking about it, and I'm like, I just feel like it feels literally forever ago. Like I'm like 90 and it was, like that long ago when I was a little kid or something, but the advancement in the technology and how things have progressed since then has been so drastic. It's just weird to think that we were like that growing up, and now this is, what our kids and grandkids are growing up with, you know.
hmm
Oy.
I know you want to end early, Jules. you know, so to give you
Yeah, I
some
just got done writing out.
some time, you
Yeah.
know. So whenever you're good to go,
Yeah, I'm good.
just say the word, you know.
Yeah, I was gonna say, MJ, I always used to get yelled at that, like about that, just going into the closet and shutting the door and the cord's in the door, and they're like, my mom's like, I know you're in there on the phone. I can see the cord, you're gonna ruin my cord. And now look
Hmm.
at it. It's not even a spiral anymore. It's got a crease in it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember those.
Like,
Absolutely.
man.
You wanted to go where nobody else would hear you, so you'd stretch
Right.
that thing out like 30 feet if you could, you know?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking you're hiding and gonna get away with it. And you're like, yeah, well, this whole thing is visible through the entire rest of the house because
Yep.
the cord is dragging.
Yep.
It's so crazy.
Because those phones
Um,
you couldn't pick up and listen in. The ones on the receiver, though,
yeah.
somebody else could click it and listen into your call. But you would usually hear that clicking sound and be like, "Oh,
Right.
it's somebody else on this phone listening to my damn conversation." I
Yep, my
remember
mom
those
said
times.
she used to slide her finger on the hang up button and hold it there while she put the receiver to her ear and
Hmm.
slowly slide her finger up just so it wouldn't make the click noise when you hear it pick up kind of
Yep.
thing. I'm
Hmm.
like, wow, you're a terrible person. She's like, I mean, I was a mom. I had to be creative with being sneaky, you know what I mean? I had to make sure you
Hmm.
weren't getting into anything you shouldn't be.
Yeah. And Jenny already said it. My bad. I was looking at the comments for a second. Yeah, that was always uh going through my mind. Is somebody listening to what I'm saying? You know.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That is so true. Okay, guys, we're gonna get off here so I can try to get some of these rest of this information off of these websites. A couple of them at least, so we can start posting them on the community page. Um, but we appreciate you guys so much for coming here and supporting um every week too. You guys are
Absolutely.
literally here every week, and we appreciate it. So thank you, Nat and Dickie, Bryden, MJ, Jenny T, Terrence, Tatiana. I think I got everybody who's still left in here, and everybody who left already. We appreciate you guys too. And anybody who watches this later, thank you for watching. Um, you're welcome, Terrence. Thank you. You guys have been so amazing supporting us. It's so weird to think we've done like 8 of these, I think now. But it's just been awesome. All the positive feedback that we keep getting about it is just awesome. I'm glad it was, a good idea and it's been helpful, and extra glad that, me and Variety clicked so well, to do this stream
Mhm.
together because he makes it easy. So,
Absolutely. Everybody have a good day. I will see you next week.
all
Everybody
right.
have a good week.
Have a
All
good
right.
week, guys. Thank
Yep.
you. Bye.